Hello, my name is Arthur, and in the last video we looked at exporting our fixed position weapon into Godot. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag and drop the GLB file onto the enemy tank. And that'll give me an idea for the scale of it, what it looks like to scale. And that looks pretty reasonable. I can be happy with that. So let's clear that out of there. Okay. So we'll need the enemy tank, the enemy shell, and the shell blast. And I think that's all that we'll need. So we'll be copying the enemy, so what we'll be doing is naming and parenting and adding all of the turret things in. So let's open that up. Let's see, where is that? Grenade position. Open anyways. So we'll just append this name to include enemy in case we decide to make player positions like that. We'll change the type, and that will be a static body. So it's going to want a collision shape. We can just do that, add a collision shape. So let's see, where's that at? Here's a collision shape. Let's make it a cylinder. We don't have to be very picky about the collision shapes size. So we'll just get it to, let's see. Look at that from the number 1 on the number pad view. So the front view. So we'll just get it to cover the whole thing, kind of like this. And kind of like that. We don't want to be too lean on the collision shape. That way when it gets hit, it gets hit. So I figure that should be good enough for the collision shape. So we have turret, launcher, recoil. So we're going to change this to main gun because that matches the script. And then this is main gun recoil. So that's right. Let's see, what else do we need here? So in the terms of the actual body, what we need is a particles, and that will indicate the damage. So we'll add that in. We'll add in a particles. That should be up at the top. We'll call it smoke. Then what we'll do with that is we'll come into this one. We'll copy parameters. And we'll paste them onto this one. So that'll get us pretty much mostly set up, and we'll probably just need to alter it a little bit to make it more to scale for this unit. So then there's the pieces of the turret. We need to fix this name in case that matters. I don't think that would actually matter in the script the way that it is. So let's see. So we have muzzle and compass as children of the main gun. Oh, muzzle is on the recoil. Muzzle flash is on the muzzle, and compass is on the main gun. So on the main gun, we'll put a position 2D, or 3D I should say. So position 3D, call it compass. On this one, we'll put a position 3D. Called muzzle. And we'll locate that to the muzzle. And we'll just assume that's in the right place because it should be. And then it was a particles, wasn't it? Yeah, a particles as a child of the muzzle. So on here we have a particles called muzzle flash. And we'll do the same thing here. We'll take the parameters from this one and we'll copy the parameters. But probably on the grenade position, we'll change that so that instead of what it is, later on we'll turn it to being we'll turn it into being smoke instead of a fiery blast. And that fiery blast will be too big. This is just going to get the thing working as quickly as we can. So the next thing is the area 2D. So we need a detect area with a collision shape, and that is child right to the turret. So on the turret, and the turret, apparently it didn't qualify itself as a mesh, but that's okay. It won't matter. Actually it will. I wonder if we can change type. That might turn into yeah, we can change the type. It's going to see it as a mesh instance. And that's important because the turret script inherits from mesh instance. So now we can add the area. So let's see, where's area 2D? And that we just called detect area. And then it needs a collision shape, which would be a cylinder again of undetermined size. We don't really know how big to make it, but we'll just take a stab and give it some size. So we'll just give it a size just to get that done and out of the way. And then main gun would get the script. So at this point, turret would get the script. So we go up to turret, we add a script. It says load, that's what we want it to say. So we're loading in the turret script. And we're hooking up the signal. So we have body entered and body exited. So we'll connect those. They only have turret to go to. So there won't be any picking or choosing until we get a script onto the grenade position. So that will create a script for, and cancel. We have to select it. Yeah, we'll create a script for it, but we're not going to call it grenade position. We're going to call it fixed position, because this will be general purpose. I think it would work even if we put in a building. So we have fixed position GD. So we'll create that. And that might have turned unfortunate. Let's see where that went. Oh, it's right here, so that's okay. So that's going to extend static body, and it's just going to involve pilfering stuff from here. So we need life and max life. So we'll copy these out. That means we'll need to mimic the function ready. So we'll just copy that out. Then we'll need, let's see, destination, velocity. We'll need world and HUD. We'll put a space there. Okay, there's no selected, no set units. Selected may end up there if we make an enemy or a player fixed unit. Remove unit, get direction, align with Y. We don't need that. We need apply damage with some modifications. So we'll copy that out. And we'll paste that in. This doesn't have this. It'll have update HUD and update life bar later. But those won't matter until we put the functionality in. It needs shoot. It needs update HUD. And I'm pretty sure that's it. Some of these, they need to be changed. So when it comes to the turret, we have to do it now. And some of them need to be changed. So we have export variable for shell. That can stay as shell. That's okay. Turret speed, that should be export. So we would be export float var turret speed. I'm just thinking minimum and maximum. We'll call it an int. Elevation and export int var elevation so that would be a start. Let's see, another one we'll need is export this one would be a float var reload. And we'll call that 3 because that's the reload speed of the current rotation. Or the current reload speed. And we have that set in the timer, and that's something that's missing. We're missing a timer and an animation player called animation player 2. So we could actually fix this name, and that would include fixing it in the turret GD. So we have animation player 2. We have to fix this. Elevation min and elevation max. Okay, so we have animation player there. Shoot is recoil, I think. Yeah, that's recoil. And we have to add that on to the turret. So we'll add that on an animation player. We'll give it an animation, new, called shoot. Okay. Doesn't have to have an animation. So we'll go 0.01 there. So now it won't cause an error. If we want to give it some kind of recoil animation, we can do that, but it doesn't have to be there. It's not mandatory. And then the other one is the timer. So we'll add a timer in. And this is called, I think it was main gun timer. So we'll just give it that name. For now, we'll just set it here, and we'll deal with reload time later. So let's call it a 1.5 node timeout connect turret connect. So that gets us all hooked up to our signals. And I think that's got us going. I think this unit is now functional. Now, the turret still has repairs that need to be done on its get direction. So the elevation needs to be fixed because it's malfunctioning. And it needs to be made so that that Y has to be within something like 20 or 25 degrees of target before X starts elevating or de-elevating. Before X starts moving around, because it causes problems. Okay, we'll just review this one. And this all seems good. So I'm pretty sure we're almost ready to save. Groups 0 dot we'll just go grenade, and that will work for now. So that would be in the world script. So let's see, in the world script, we would put that here. So 0 underscore grenade. And we're just going to borrow this explosion for now. And we're actually going to assume that units are going to all end up using that, and that what it needs is a scale reference. And then there's going to be a second one, enemy shell. We're going to leave it scale, and what we're going to do is we're just going to save scene as enemy grenade. So this is kind of a shortcut. We'll save it. We'll call it grenade. We'll change its group. To 0 grenade. We'll add that, but we'll have to fix the other one. So 0 underscore, oops, that was bad. 0 underscore, goodness, grenade position. So we'll just change that group so that things organized properly. And that would take us back to world. So this needs to be underscore position. And then we'll add in 1 for the shell. And this needs to be organized better. This is not organized the way it should look. Grenade. And again, we're just going to borrow the shell blast. So we'll use this one. And we can split those off in the same way that I split off the enemy grenade. So we can save that. If we come and this has not been saved, so we'll save scene as enemy grenade position. Save. Now the inspector, let's see, do we have something here? Yeah, the life should be an export variable, but we'll change that later. We'll do the ones on the turret. So we'll change its reload to 1.5 so it can shoot twice as fast. We'll leave the elevations and stuff, and let's make the turret speed 5. That way we can see that we get different speeds now. And then we need to find enemy grenade. So we'll pick this up, toss it into its shell. This should be good. Save it. Test map. Enemy grenade position. We'll put 1 on the map. Let's get to a top view. We'll just put it over with the other tank. There is an issue. So we need to get to his position, his detect area, collision shapes. No, no, and yes. So now it detects players. The shells are already properly organized because we used an enemy shell. So the next thing is basically just line it up with the floor. So this one will kind of need to be lined up with the floor more carefully. So let's get him out of the tree, line him up with the floor a bit. And we'll just see when he's kind of touching in the floor. And pull him up just a little bit from touching. I think that has it up. It's kind of hard to see with the wall in the way. Let's turn off the wall for a second. Then we should be able to see much better. And I don't think it will drop or fall. I just actually thinking of the collision shapes, not colliding and stuff. I don't know how much that matters, but whatever. So let's get the wall back in and we'll run that and see if he's up and running. Of course, not to be surprised if there's going to be an error here. That will not be at all surprising because this is debugged now. But we'll just drive over here and we'll see if he starts unleashing. So he's animation player, play shoot. Should play in null instance, errors 2. No not found. Muzzle flash. Okay, we'll have to look for that problem. And no not found animation player. Main gun. One of those is on the tank. So I don't know what it's protesting there. But what we're going to do is we're going to put the name back because I think it's just upset about that for reasons unknown. And then let's just check the parenting turret. Muzzle flash was on muzzle. Muzzle flash is on muzzle. So I'm not sure about that second error. That doesn't... Enemy. Well, that's a mystery. Oh, okay. It's parented wrong. Muzzle was on main gun. So it's just parented wrong. Okay, that should fix things up. Let's see what happens now. I'm not sure about that animation player though. That's seems to be protesting because of something in Godot twitching. So I don't seem to be targeting it, and it doesn't seem to be targeting me. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I know what that is. This needs the name Animation Player 2 for reasons unknown. Let's see, there's one other issue. It's in the existence of the static bodies collisions. So he's in one, I think he should be in 2 and 6. I think. 1 and 6. Now he should be targetable. So now my tank should start shooting it first. And I'm pretty sure this will have it debugged, and then in the next video we'll come back and we'll fix that rotation issue. So we'll fix that elevation issue so that that works properly. Okay, that's something I didn't think of. This needs a mesh instance called selected. And yeah, it seems like something that shouldn't be necessary, but that's kind of the reason that it's here also, because it makes the scripts more general purpose. Okay, we're hoping this is the last call on debug. And yeah, I'm sure that some videos they're like all figured out and don't run into any areas, but debugging is part of reality. That's the going up when it shouldn't be. But it's a functioning turret, it just needs some fixes, and it's taking shots. Oh man, they killed me in a big hurry. So that's it for this video. In the next video we'll come back and we'll fix some of the issues, and mostly that issue with it with the way that it starts trying to aim when its back is turned, because it starts going up and it's going to try to aim at it, but it can't. So we're going to change it so that the elevation only happens within a field of like 40 degrees when the gun is pointing towards it. So that'll be upcoming. I hope this video was useful, and take care.